For years, The Simpsons has built a reputation that feels almost supernatural. Again and again, the show seemed to predict events before they happen. At this point, people almost treat the writers of The Simpsons like time travelers with a sense of humor. But one episode in particular hits differently now. Back in 2000, in The Simpsons episode, The Computer Wore Menace Shoes, Homer stumbles into a conspiracy and warns the world with a sentence that sounds absurd, until it doesn't. An island, secret power, people behind the curtain. And now, years later, the world has gone into full detective mode. For a long time, the people brushed this off as just another weirdly lucky Simpsons moment, a satirical joke, a random conspiracy reference, another case of the show throwing darts into the chaos of modern life and somehow hitting the center of the board. But then the Epstein story kept growing and growing and growing. Then came a new wave of official document releases tied to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And suddenly that old Simpsons Island line did not feel like a joke anymore. It felt uncomfortable. Now here is where the story takes a hard left turn, because in this whole storm, one name becomes impossible to ignore: Matt Groening. Yes, the creator of The Simpsons, the man behind the show people call prophetic, the same Matt Groening whose work kept serving the public weird little jokes that later looked a little too familiar. Wait, now let's be precise, because this is where people start losing the plot. Matt Groening is not publicly listed as a criminal suspect in the DOJ Epstein releases. He has not been criminally charged in connection with the Epstein case. But there is a reason his name keeps resurfacing. In unsealed court material made public years earlier, Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre alleged that on a 1999 flight from California to Los Angeles, she was told to give Matt Groening a foot massage aboard Epstein's private plane. According to those reports, she described the interaction as brief and said Groening was polite. There were no further allegations of misconduct in that specific interaction. That does not prove he was involved in criminal acts. It does not prove he was part of some occult network. And it does not prove the episode was a confession, or at least it's the everyone's choice to decide. But for the open-minded viewers, that is not the end of the story. That is the beginning. Because once you combine three things: 1, a show famous for predicting the future; 2, an episode about powerful people secretly running things from an island; 3, the creator of that same show appearing in Epstein-related public documents, people start asking a dangerous question. Was The Simpsons predicting reality or mocking it from the inside? That is the kind of question that lives on, not because it proves everything, but because it makes coincidence feel designed. Maybe Matt Groening was just another famous social contact orbiting a wealthy predator with a giant network. That is the boring explanation. But the real explanation? That one says something else. It says maybe some of these creators, elites, and cultural architects hear things. Maybe they see fragments. Maybe they sit near enough to power to catch whispers of what is being built before the public ever sees it. Not necessarily as masterminds, not necessarily as participants, but as people standing close enough to the fire to feel the heat. And when artists know something they cannot say directly, what do? Sometimes they hide it in fiction, sometimes they turn it into satire, sometimes they bury it where everyone can see it, and nobody takes it seriously until years later. No, this does not prove Matt Groening was part of some demonic ritual network. But to the everyday person, that is not the point. The point is this: if he was close enough to move in circles touching Epstein's world, then maybe that bizarre island line was not random at all. Maybe it was satire with a fingerprint on it. Maybe it was a joke written a little too near the truth. Maybe it was just coincidence. Or maybe, like always, the truth was hidden in plain sight, wrapped in yellow skin and a punchline. So what do you think? Did The Simpsons accidentally predict one of the darkest scandals of the modern era? Or was that episode something even stranger? A glimpse from people who knew just enough to laugh before the rest of the world caught up? Tell me in the comments. Because with The Simpsons, the line between satire and warning has always been way too thin.